Why is Vecna so scared of that cave? So season 4 tells us that Henry Creel is the only person who naturally had psychic powers, and Dr. Brenner used his blood in Project MKUltra to create more kids like him, which eventually led to 11, Callie, and the others. But that's not the full truth. The first shadow play reveals what really happened to Henry Creel. So back in 1943, the US was working on a project to teleport a ship to an enemy country using a wormhole. But the experiment failed, and the ship ended up in Dimension X. Everyone on board was killed by the creatures there, except the captain. And that captain is actually Dr. Brenner's father. He somehow returned to the real world, but his body was infected with Mind Flayer particles. Scientists experimented on his blood, and one of the doctors turned out to be a Russian spy. That spy stole the particles and hid them inside a box in a cave in Nevada, where he eventually died. This also might explain why the Russians were trying to open a portal in season 3. Now, before moving to Hawkins, Henry and his family lived in Nevada. He loved exploring, so one day he went into that cave and found the box. When he opened it, he was exposed to the Mind Flayer long before 11 ever sent him to Dimension X. And in season 2, when the Mind Flayer takes over Will, it doesn't just control him physically, it changes his personality. Will becomes cold, cruel, and manipulative. That is exactly what happened to Henry. After that exposure, Henry lost his humanity forever. He came back from Dimension X as the earliest form of Vecna, but unlike Will, he didn't have a Joyce to fight for him. He was completely alone and helpless. And that is why, inside his own mind, the part of Henry still trapped in Vecna is terrified of that cave, because that is the place where he stopped being human.